Now, Raising Cane's presents the student section on ESPN Honolulu. Brought to you by HCAM, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program, and Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new edition of the student section on ESPN Honolulu. We are live on location here at Raising Cane's in Pearl City. I'm Cole Malsoff, joined by my co-host of student section, Callan Spiller. Callan, it's great to be back with you. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to be here. Last time we had such a great show. We get an encore right here for our final show of the season. So this one really is it, guys. We'll see. Maybe double encore. We'll see.
This is the 9th episode of the student section, season 2. And we have a very unique show for the listeners here tonight. Pearl City judokas, Hayden Lowe and Travis Tanaka, will be joining us a little later in the show. But joining us right now, we have a golfer from the UH men's golf team, Dane Watanabe. Dane, appreciate you joining the show.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me again. It's a really good opportunity.
Thank you. Before we get into this past season for you, I want to ask, because I just got into golf, when you're standing on the first tee of a tournament, do you have jitters and those jittery bugs in your stomach, or are you kind of calm, cool, collected? Because the first tee, that swing, I always hook it. So I just want to know from you, an experienced golfer, how are you feeling on the first tee?
Yeah, I think there's always some little bit of jitters on the first tee. It's the first shot of the day, and you want it to be good, obviously. I'd say I'm pretty good at hiding my nervousness.
Right.
A lot of people think I'm just pretty calm, cool, and collected the whole time, but no, I'm usually a little nervous on the first tee, but yeah, I kind of just accept that fact and embrace it and just try to make as good of a swing as I can.
It's good to know that experienced golfers have the same jitters as us regular people.
Yeah.
And is there anything you do specifically besides trying to hide it? Because I get that. Do you have any superstitions or anything that you do to try and make it a little bit easier once you step up to tee off?
I'm not that superstitious of a person, I would say, but one thing I do try to do is just remind myself that, I've prepared for this and I just need to trust my preparation and just have some fun out there.
Dane, describe your season for me. How do you feel everything played out this year? UH tied for 9th at the Big West Championship. And individually, you had a strong showing, especially in Japan, tied for 23rd at the Pan Pacific Super League. What were some of the highs and your takeaways of this past season?
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty solid year for me. I'm a sophomore. I just finished my sophomore year, and I played a lot as a freshman actually in the tournaments, but I struggled quite a bit, I must say. I just think my bad rounds were just too high of scores. Like
right.
it was just too bad. Because I had a lot of good rounds too, but I think the bad rounds just really hurt my scoring average. But this year I was a lot more consistent. I was always like right around even par, which is great at these courses that we play because they're not all the easiest courses. But yeah, I was happy that I improved from my freshman year, and I'm looking to improve even more in the next 2 years. Yeah.
You mentioned that you played most of the tournament, so not everyone on the golf team actually plays in each tournament?
No. So we're actually competing with each other, against each other, even during our practices. Yeah.
So your coach like evaluates you.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have it's called qualifying before every tournament. So it's basically, it's the same as a tournament.
Right.
Like the lowest score is first place, and then second place, third place, on and on. But every tournament, there's 5 people that play for the starting lineup, and through qualifying, that's how we determine our starting lineup. So yeah, it's not a guarantee that you're gonna play in all the tournaments throughout the year. Yeah.
So then how does that maybe work in the team building side of it? Like, these are your teammates, you're all representing the same university, but at the same time, you're competing against each other. How does that feel, and is there anything that your team specifically does, to build that camaraderie in the process?
I'd say our team chemistry is already pretty good. So we don't really fight with each other over
Good.
So you're not wishing for a teammate's bad score, are you?
No,
You're
no.
hoping you do good.
Yeah, I mean
Okay.
we're all like we all treat each other well, and yeah, we don't ever wish anything bad upon each
For
other.
sure. And I mean, it's similar to we're basketball world. So, for the starting spots,
Right.
you all could go in the game.
Yeah.
So, it's the friendly competition. And when you're playing against each other, you're all making each other better, seeing maybe what strategies each other takes on the different holes of the course. And I got to brush up on my golf. I trained when I was little with like the pro at a golf club in my neighborhood. So I did a little bit, but now I've, gotten back to mini golf and working on my putting skills.
Yeah.
So I might have to go out with the
Well, Dane's
bows.
gonna teach us. Today.
Perfect.
Dane, you played all over this season. You played in Japan, Maui, Kauai, and California. What's been your favorite course or even trip this year? And what made it stand out for you?
Oh, it was definitely Japan. That was my favorite tournament.
Not just because you did well.
No,
But
no,
that helps.
the golf had nothing to do with it actually. It was my first time going to Japan actually, and luckily we had some free time like aside from the tournament
Awesome.
because we were there for about a week, and the tournament was 3 days, so we basically had 4 days to just explore the city and just do whatever we wanted. But yeah, it was a really good experience, and all the people are so nice. Obviously, the food is really good
I
too.
know, right?
But yeah, it was a really special experience that I'm not gonna forget.
How were the courses in Japan compared to the ones you play in Hawaii or even on the mainland? Is it different?
A little bit. I'd say the holes are a little tighter. The fairways are like more narrow.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, but and then obviously the courses are like really nice
Yeah.
too. It's Japan. They take really good care of everything. But yeah, it's definitely the course that we played was pretty challenging, I'd say. It was easy to get off track if you didn't have your best stuff. So yeah.
And I'm just thinking about it. This could totally be my lack of golf knowledge. But, I'm sure you do scouting of the course and like what it looks like
Yeah.
beforehand a little bit. So then how does that work when you approach a new course? What are the things you're thinking about on that course or specific things that you need to work on for that performance?
Yeah, so we get every team gets a practice round the day before the tournament. So it's really good for us to be able to see the course and see what we gotta deal with for the week. But I mean, the things that I look for is mainly around the green and on the greens are really important, I think, because at the Division 1 level, everyone is hitting the ball like solid. Everyone strikes the ball really well. So I think the short game and the putting is where you can like kind of get an edge on people in the physical part of the game. So yeah, I think just spending a lot of time on the greens is really important, and just getting down the breaks, because the greens on the mainland are actually different from over here, because just the breaks, how the putt breaks as it gets closer to the hole, it's a little different. So yeah, it's just something that we have to adjust to, and yeah.
That's awesome. And of course, that's on the course. Off the course, what was the favorite food that you tried? Did you go anywhere special with your team, like any of the markets?
In Japan?
Yes, in Japan.
I mean, we ate a lot of sushi. Obviously,
Of course.
I think we had sushi like almost every day.
Got it.
As you should.
Yeah, but I can't really think of anything that like stood out because everything was just so good. Yeah, I mean, the whole experience was just unbelievable, really.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fun memories.
We're talking to Dane Watanabe of UH Men's Golf right here in the student section. Dane, take me back to your childhood. How did you get into golf? Was it your family, your dad, just something you picked up one day? How did golf become your sport?
So I first touched a club when I was probably like 5 years old. My dad taught me how to golf, but growing up, he was actually a baseball player. He only picked up golf after he graduated from college, and he still played baseball too at the same time. But yeah, I just went to Bayview driving range one day because it's really close to my
Right.
house. I live in Kaneohe. And yeah, I don't really remember like how, like specifically how I got into it, but I must have enjoyed it
Yeah.
if, I'm doing it today, obviously.
Right? Something about it. And especially
Yeah.
that's interesting with the similar mechanics, a little bit of the baseball swing
Yeah.
and the golf
Yeah.
swing to tie that in is pretty cool. And you really did. You won everything there was to win in high school, from ILH to states, amateur tournaments, junior tours. What was the point along that route, or even before, where you knew, I might have a college career here in golf?
I remember the first time I shot even par was when I was 12 years old, actually. So yeah, that's when I really thought that, hey, like I can be good at this. So then I think from then on I just became more passionate about it, and I started to practice more. And yeah, I think college golf was always something that I wanted to do ever since I started high school, because I feel like I had the potential to do it. And so I started emailing coaches early, and our coach Scott Simpson, he's only in his 4th year coaching, so he's relatively new. And when I started the recruiting process, he wasn't the coach here, but he's lived in Hawaii for a while now. He's originally from San Diego, but I got a few lessons from him actually, even before I started high school, so I knew him from beforehand. And then when he got the job here, just knowing like all the professional experience that he has, winning a US Open, a major championship, that was when I kind of had UH locked in. Like I wanted to go here, and I'm really glad that coach saw the potential in me as a player. It means a lot. Yeah.
So as a new golfer, I've been told to ask, what's your handicap? Is that something I'm supposed to ask golfers? What's your handicap? Because then you can gauge how good or
yeah,
average you are.
I am I think I'm not sure actually. I think I'm a +3. That's like
That's very good.
So like scratch is basically even par,
Right.
but then +3 is actually like 3 under, like 69, because par is 72, right? So yeah, but I mean handicap handicap doesn't really play that much into a factor when you're in college, because everyone is pretty similar handicap.
That's when you
yeah.
get older. This is my attempt at golf. When you get older, that's to like even it out. When it's the old guys playing, to be like, which driving, what are they called? The different tees.
Yeah,
they
tee
need to go.
boxes.
Yeah, the tee boxes,
Yeah.
and you have to choose which one. Like one's a little closer and the other one's higher. That's what I get. I just like the snack carts on the golf course. That was what I chased around when I was little.
Dane, last question before we have to take a break. For the average golfers who play maybe once or twice a week or a month, what's the biggest difference between playing leisurely with your friends and playing in a collegiate tournament? Is there a lot more pressure, or do you just approach it the same way?
Yeah, there's definitely more pressure playing in a collegiate setting versus when I'm just whacking it around with my high school friends. But yeah, I think the pressure just really comes from you wanting to do good. It's from yourself. It's not from anybody else. Because really everything, like really in life, everything is just an action. And you're the one that makes it like more significant or not. So yeah, I think the key to playing well in the collegiate term is you just gotta, I think staying in the present is huge. And you hear it all the time, just play one shot at a time. I know it sounds cliche, but it is really true. Like you need to just stay in the present, and the most important shot is the next one, and you just gotta refocus after you hit the shot, whether it's good or bad. It doesn't really matter. Just staying in the present is key, I think.
All right, I'll remember that next time I play. Look, we are coming up on our first time out of the show, but before we do, at Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union, helping you reach your goals and dreams of financial wellness is their commitment. Learn more and become a member today by visiting any of their conveniently located branches or online at hawaiiusafcu.com. Hawaii USA, Life Matters, insured by NCUA. When we come back from break, we'll get into our Tier Talk segment of the show. We'll get into that and more. You're listening to the student section on ESPN Honolulu.
You are listening to the student section on ESPN Honolulu.
Welcome back to the student section live here at Raising Cane's in Pearl City. Cole Malsoff with Callan Spiller, and we're joined by UH men's golfer Dane Watanabe and our senior golf correspondent here at ESPN Honolulu,
He's old.
Chris Hart.
Yay! Thank you very much. Thank you. Dane, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Okay, so I was over there watching. I said, I gotta ask Dane this question. Okay, what's in Dane Watanabe's bag?
So right now I have a Ping driver 3-wood and hybrid, and
What hybrid?
Ping hybrid too. The G440.
Okay.
Yeah, the newest one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Chris, do you know what that is?
I thought it would be a hybrid, like a 5 hybrid or a 6 hybrid or something like that.
Oh, it's a 3 hybrid.
Okay.
Yeah. And after that I just have Titleist all throughout the bag. Irons and wedges.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got the expensive clubs. You got the Pings one. And have you been playing with those for a long time? Like since high school? Have you, is Ping and Titleist been the kind of your go-to clubs, or it just kind of still it's
Titleist has always been kind of a go-to for me ever since I started getting good.
since you were 12?
Yeah, but
Okay.
the Ping. I actually more recently got into Ping. The driver. I've actually had the driver since the end of my senior year.
Okay, so somebody as good as you, what loft do you have on your driver? Is there any?
Oh, we're getting into the.
Yeah, we're getting
The
into it.
weeds.
My loft right now is
don't laugh. I have a Callaway driver with a 12.5 loft. He's laughing.
yeah, my loft is a 10.5 right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
10.5.
How far can you drive the ball? What's your average, you think?
I'd say just short of 300.
Chris, what do you drive? What's your average?
I'm up to, ever since I've been going to Egan's Fitness,
Okay.
I'm up to about 200. And that's when it rolls downhill. Thank you, audience. That's awesome. You were mentioning Scott Simpson, and he's such a great man. He does so much for the sport of golf in Hawaii, and now even more as your head coach. Does he tell you guys stories about him and Bill Murray playing in pro-ams? Do you know who Bill Murray is?
I do know who
Okay.
Bill. Actually, one of our teammates, he's a freshman this year. His name is Quinn Murray. He's actually related to Bill Murray. So
Wow.
I think that's how Coach recruited him.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Now, he's not here, but next time you see him, because we'll have him do it on the radio. He's done it before. He does impersonations of Bill Murray because in these pro-ams on the mainland, when Bill Murray was playing, he always wanted to have Scott Simpson as his partner, which is pretty cool because and so they're great friends today. But that's pretty awesome. All right, so what's coming up for you guys? I know you guys have something planned coming up, but what's coming up? What's next for the UH men's golf team? I know we got summer coming up, but do you guys actually have 2 seasons, right?
Yeah, we have a fall and spring season. Our first tournament of the fall is I think it's in the middle of September. We go to Colorado to play in the Air Force tournament. I think it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bet the ball you hit over 300 in Colorado up there.
Oh yeah, I
right?
think so.
That'll be pretty
Ball
awesome.
goes forever over there.
Okay. A quick question, real fast. Strengths and weaknesses of your game.
Nice question.
I'd say I've always been good at the driver. I'm not the longest hitter, but I hit a lot of fairways, so I think that's key. Playing from the shorter grass, so going into the greens is definitely an advantage.
Playing with shorter clubs.
Yeah. And I'd say my chipping has gotten a lot better this year, and I've turned it into a strength, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was really cool to see.
I got one more question before we get into our tier talk segment. And Chris might like this too. What's the most underrated skill in golf that people don't necessarily talk about, but makes a huge difference in your game?
I think he just answered it.
You
Is
know,
it just hitting those fairways?
yeah, but I mean that's just the physical part. There's also the mental part of golf. It becomes more important the better you get, I think,
Right.
because I've actually been working a lot on that recently. In the past month, I actually started working with a sports psychologist. His name is Daryl Oshiro, and
Shout out, Daryl. How's
yeah, no, he's helped me so much though within this past month. That's just an area of my game that I thought I could get better at to maybe get an edge on my competitors. But yeah, it's helped me a lot, and I feel really good about the direction that I'm headed with that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you look at somebody, you guys were talking about the mental aspect earlier about recovering. You hit a couple of bad shots. It's one snap and clear, as June Jones says. You got to just get ready for the next shot. You watch Scotty Scheffler do that, and it's amazing. He'll, put one in the bushes. Next hole is a birdie. I mean,
it's
that's so important.
unbelievable.
Who's your favorite golfer?
I like Colin Morikawa. He's my favorite.
All right. He's doing pretty good this starting off on the tournament today.
Yeah.
Memorial, yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that. Isn't he in
He's in second.
Yeah.
If you could play a round of golf and you had to bring like a foursome round of golf, who would you play with? Could be any golfer or your friend or celebrity you like. What do you think would be fun to play a round of golf with? And this is for you too, Chris. I'm curious.
Okay.
4 people. So one, me. I'd say Tiger Woods.
Oh, yeah,
I could choose
Good
anybody.
answer.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods, Colin Morikawa, and Ricky Fowler. I like
There
him
you
a
go.
lot, too.
All right.
Yeah.
He's doing okay today, too. Mine would be John Daly.
Okay, it's old school.
Where's the first tee and what's the course record? You know what? You know who would be good? To play golf with Jesus.
Yeah.
Think about it. You could get some good, you could, get to know him better. And it's like, if you ask it, it's like hole-in-ones on every course. No, it would be, that would be one. I would say, you know what?
John Daly to Jesus.
I know.
Start different.
It's heaven,
Wide range there.
heaven and hell right there. Actually, as far as a professional golf, you know what? I'd like to play golf with Scott Simpson. He seems like a great guy to play golf with. I'd like to play if it was a PGA Pro. You know who I like? I like Sahith Theegala.
Oh yeah.
I like him a lot. Yeah. I would play with him. He's a cool dude.
Don't know who that is.
He did better last year.
Okay.
He's struggling a little this year, but
All right, well, thanks, Chris. We'll get into it. Are you going to stay for Tier Talk?
okay, I'll just stay here and be quiet.
Yeah, stay for Tier
See,
Talk.
now that we're on camera, I'm just going to stay as long as I can.
So Tier Talk is
Sup,
something.
YouTube?
Tier Talk is something we do every show
Mhm.
with a guest, and for this edition of Tier Talk, since we're coming up on summer, we're going to build a tier list of our favorite beach foods. So you can interpret that how you like, but just make it yourself. So Tier 1 being your favorite beach food, down to Tier 2, and to Tier 3. Dane, do you want to start us off? Or do you
Yeah.
want some time to think about it? You got
No,
us?
I'm ready.
You got it. Beach food on lock.
Start with Tier 1.
Okay. Tier 1, gotta be spam musubi.
Good
You
one.
can never go
Yep.
wrong with that. Tier 2, probably poke. That's always
we have
really
the
good.
same list.
And then Tier 3 would probably be the some Maui style chips.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. That's a great list.
Yep.
Callan?
Going with that. Tier 1, not Maui style chips. Sour cream and onion chips. Our team would go and we'd all go to, 7-Eleven and pick up some different things. Sour cream and onion chips, go to. Just reach over. Not necessarily food, but the light blue Gatorade
Ooh,
for
okay.
hydration at the beach. That's
I
like
like
my favorite. I would get
Glacier
that.
Freeze.
Glacier Freeze, yes,
So
thank
good.
you. I was like, it's not cool blue, that's the darker
Yeah,
one,
yeah,
but yes,
Glacier
Glacier
Freeze.
Freeze. And then my third one is gonna be watermelon. I'd pick up those
Oh my
Foodland
God, so good.
watermelon, and you can just munch on it, or even pineapple. Those are all great. All my go-to beach foods right there.
Chris,
Sorry.
have you had enough time to think about it? Or
I
you want me to go?
didn't have to think about it. Miller Lite,
Tier 1.
Tier 1, Miller Lite. But not too much because you're at the beach. You don't want to get,
Okay.
back in high school days and you're like, "Ooh." Anyway. You know what? We always did chicken wings, pretty good.
Mm.
And not spam musubi, but you have the layer of rice and the furikake, and then cut up Spam on top.
Oh, Spam rice.
Yeah, Spam
Spam rice.
So that's kind of what, and then some kind of fruit, something easy like grapes or something like that.
Yeah, munch on.
I think we all have a similar list, so I wrote it down. Tier 1 would be Poke Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Foodland Farms Poke Bowl. Tier 2, Spam Musubi. Can't go wrong, 7-Eleven. Teriyaki Spam, maybe if I want to sprinkle in something spicy.
Mhm.
Tier 3, fresh fruits. Watermelon, pineapple, you can't go wrong. You need something sweet and refreshing at the beach.
Oh, I got a good one.
Okay.
I got Raising Cane's box
I
combo,
love
perfect for the beach.
No coleslaw, extra
No,
toast.
I was
Extra
just gonna
coleslaw.
say, you know how sweet and refreshing that coleslaw would be on the beach.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about
Yeah.
it, and it would be perfect.
Me and Callan, extra coleslaw and extra chicken. If you can do that, I'm not sure. I'm gonna go find out.
Look, we are coming up on another break, but we appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come spend time with us. We had a lot of fun. Appreciate you, Dane.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me again.
Of
Means a
course,
lot.
of course. We
Yeah.
just had Dane Watanabe
Yeah.
from UH Men's Golf on the student section. But before we take a time out, there's something trending in sports, and it's not on social media. It's student athletes suffering from concussions and not reporting it. By not treating concussions, you can suffer long-term health effects. Find out more from HCAMP, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. Visit hawaiiconcussion.com. If you're listening to the show, stick around as Pearl City judokas Hayden Lowe and Travis Tanaka will be joining us on the other side of the break. We're at Raising Cane's in Pearl City, and you're listening to the student section on ESPN Honolulu.
You're listening to the student section on ESPN Honolulu.
Welcome back to the student section, live on location here at Raising Cane's in Pearl City. Cole Malsoff, Callan Spiller, now joined by Hayden Lowe and Travis Tanaka from Pearl City Judo. Appreciate you both joining us on the show.
Thank you for having us.
So let's start with the big one, guys. Pearl City winning the state championship in both boys and girls judo. Tell me what that moment was like for both of you. Travis, we'll start with you.
I don't know. I was at a loss of words, to be honest. Like, I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I was more like, I had the trophy, the team trophy, and then everyone was celebrating. I was just like, because I couldn't believe, it was real.
Was that first time you won different from the feeling the second time?
I think it was more exciting because I was the reigning state champion,
Yep.
so I was kind of like, I had a lot of pressure on me.
Hayden, for you?
For me, like taking home the state title, it was like, it felt better because like the past 2 years we were runner up, so like actually like winning this was like, it felt super good, and then like that we were able to do it like as a team.
Yeah,
It felt like even better than if I were to get like an individual title. Yeah.
that's awesome.
Especially thinking about that, like you saw as a runner-up what it looked like to win.
Yeah.
Did it really live up to those expectations, or was it even above what it looked like?
Honestly, it was like way above because we were like all in a circle. We all had like our phones out. We were just listening, and then as soon as like we were like they said that we won, all of us were like jumping up and down and screaming like the longest time.
And I'm sure both of the boys and girls teams all trained together in practice,
Oh, yeah.
right? So what
Yeah.
did it feel like for both teams to bring home that state championship, which isn't common because it could go either way as it's split, but what were your feelings on that, Travis?
It feels like all of our hard work, like training with the girls, paid off and stuff. Like me training with the heavyweight girls, and she actually won too. So it felt good, like both of our training paid off.
And you're all making each other better throughout the season, so for it to culminate in that.
Yeah.
So special. That's awesome.
This is the first state title for the boys since 2008 and first for the girls since 2017. So girls scored 93 points and the boys scored 120 points to win the state title. For people who don't really know how the judo team scoring works, including myself, can you break it down for me? How does a team or individual score points in judo? Travis? Is that easy to explain?
I don't know like the specific points, but it was kind of obvious. Like the higher you place, the more points you get for
Right.
the team. So we had like 7 boys in the finals,
Oh, wow.
and then like 5 of us won, 6 of us won.
So if you win a certain match, you get like
more points,
more-
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So you don't get more points if you like throw someone down on a
No,
match.
just if you win.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Rookie question. My bad. Callan?
And interestingly, what are some things that you think people don't necessarily know about judo that separates it from either other forms of martial arts? So I did taekwondo when I was little for like 5 years, which I know is very different. I never did any competitions. I did get to the belt before black, so I was proud of that, the bodan. But what are some of the main points of judo for our listeners out there who maybe don't fully understand it, Hayden?
I did BJJ as well, like in like middle school, elementary. So like being a part of like the high school judo team or even like our club team, I think it was like there's like more of like a bond with like everyone on the team. 'Cause like when I just went to like BJJ, it was more so like I didn't really talk to anyone or like I was just there to like train. But like being a part of the high school team, it's just we're actually like a lot closer and we're actually like friends.
Love that.
Travis, talk to me about. I'm gonna get into the technicalities of judo. How much of judo is strength, and how much of it is like timing and certain technique for you, for your game?
For me, I was kind of more like strength wise.
Okay.
Because I could kind of like muscle most of them around.
Mhm.
And then I guess the other half was like more technique and I guess timing too.
Right.
Yeah.
Hayden, for you guys have a stark size difference. So for you, is it different?
For
Your
me
approach?
as well, I think the lighter weights more specifically, we play like a lot more like speed.
Okay.
Like strength definitely plays a part in it too, because like like me when I go against like people who are like stronger than me, I have a harder time.
Right.
Which is where like I try to just like move around more because like I think I'm like faster in some
Right.
cases. So yeah.
And so then with that, what does a typical practice look like? So like we're basketball players. I know I'd go into a practice expecting some sprints, some of the basketball drills. Like you walk into a practice, what do you expect, and or maybe what are you not looking forward to in practice?
Practice.
We never run.
Never
Oh,
run?
we never run. Yeah, our coaches our warm up is most of the time is games. So
Yeah.
like capture the flag or like
Really?
or like dodgeball, but with our belts.
Just
Yeah.
to get you guys warmed up.
Yeah, because I guess that helped us come more together like as a family.
Okay.
So we fight for one another. Yeah.
I want to go to judo practice.
Is practice much harder than like match day?
Oh yes,
It is.
I would say so.
Even
Like,
without the running.
some days we do like lighter stuff, but then a lot of the time we do rondori, which is like live like matches just against each other, and like we do it for like long periods on end. So it's just like it like tires us out and everything
Like
like
a
that.
marathon where you go up against one person and then the next person.
Yeah.
And keep going. It makes it way harder than probably the actual matches, so you're ready to go when it comes to match day.
I'm curious how both of you started in judo and picked that up as a sport. Was it your family who kind of got you into it, friends, or just something you saw in a video and you picked up? Travis?
My younger cousins actually did it.
Okay.
So and then my parents kind of like put me into it, and I just kept doing it until high school.
Did you like it at first?
It was like 50-50. I kind of like maybe during middle school I was like I don't want to do this.
Right.
And then when I came to high school, like I didn't realize how serious it was, and that's kind of why I stuck with it. And I liked it after
Awesome. Hayden, for you?
For me, like I said, I started at BJJ, and the judo club was actually like around the corner.
Oh wow.
And my uncle was like one of the coaches that worked there. So then he went to high school with my dad, and they did judo in high school. So he kind of like roped me into it. And then I was like before high school. And then when I finally got to high school, like when I did it my freshman year, I didn't really like it at first. So I actually wasn't even like thinking of joining back.
Right.
But then I decided to join back, and like I actually like placed that year in states. So then like I actually had like a drive to like do better and to like win now, because not even for myself only, like for my family and for like my friends and my coaches and my teammates.
So thinking about that, what would you tell your younger self? If you could go back in time to those moments when you're just starting judo, falling in love with it, what would you tell yourself, or even some of those younger keiki out there?
I'd probably say like set a goal for yourself and keep, I guess, doing whatever it takes to accomplish that. My freshman year, I was like, after the season, I was like, I want to be a state champ, and I just kept working hard, and yeah, it paid off last year.
That's awesome. What about you, Hayden?
I would just say like keep trying and like keep coming out, because like even if you don't like it at first, like your friends and everything that like are there too, they're like you're not suffering like by yourself. So and you're like having fun with everybody. So just keep coming out and then like just keep training hard because like Travis said, you'll like if you set a goal, you'll eventually reach your goal if you keep working for it.
So I know there's ranks in judo. So can you tell me what both of your ranks are and explain to the audience kind of how hard it is to move up a rank and to level up? Travis, for you?
So I'm actually a first degree black belt.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I guess to move up, you have to get these points. So if you beat a brown belt in a competition, that's half a point, and then another black belt is 1 point.
Okay.
So you basically have to compete and win, basically, yeah, and it takes a while to rank up.
Hayden, for you?
I also just got promoted to my first degree black belt.
Congrats.
But because when I started in high school as like an orange belt, which is like a few lower.
Okay.
So I would just say like just your hard work and like dedication. Like if you keep practicing, and you'll just get better like over time. So then
So it's a process.
Yeah.
So then in between the ranks, so you said like half a point to a point for some of those wins. How many points do you have to accumulate? I'm sure it's different for each level, but I guess to get to that first degree, how many were in between there? Just for a range, like is it 100? Is it 200?
Or I think
50?
I don't think you need points for your black belt. Yeah, just to rank up. Like if you're already a black belt, and then to rank up to higher black belt like ranks. Yeah. Our coach basically, when he thinks we're ready and like when we're good enough and stuff, he promotes us. Yeah.
Very cool. Okay.
I'm curious what the most difficult martial art like to master, because I know you did BJJ, Hayden. What do you think is the most difficult martial art to master, in your opinion?
I would just say judo.
Judo.
Because like, there's like so many different throws and like techniques, and there's not like a certain way that you have to do it because everybody has like their own style and technique. So just like learning everybody's like different like way they do a throw could like, I guess like make like improve you. Like if you know like more than one way to how to do it, it's like a lot of technical stuff.
Did you have any experience in other martial arts before?
I did jiu-jitsu maybe like a month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did not like that at all, to be honest. I don't know if wrestling is considered a martial art, but I would say wrestling because it was so much like more strenuous. Like the conditioning you have to do is like crazy, and I guess some matches can go up to like 6 minutes for that, and then judo can end in like 10 seconds. So that's why it's like more harder for that and like more mental like strength and preparation for that.
And those wrestlers are always running around the mat too, like in circles. I remember in high school you'd peek in, and they'd all be running.
I hated that.
Do you think like the martial arts all translate
yeah.
together? Like when I watch UFC, like how much of it is actually judo? Is it when they're on the ground and they're just throwing people?
Yeah, I'd say so like that. Yeah. Like when they're, I guess, clenched up like with one another, I think that's when judo can come into play.
And thinking about if you didn't take the judo route, what sport might have you pursued instead? Or even if it's not realistic, what would you have wanted to do? Like I would have loved to be a gymnast, but I'm 6'3", so I would never do the flips or anything. But like, what is a sport that you'd like to do or could see yourself doing?
They're in all that you're 6'3", Calvin.
Oh, you can see it?
I'd say probably football or wrestling, to be honest.
Football for sure. You would have been a nasty D lineman.
I thought he was acting out fishing, like trying to cast a fishing rod there, but the football, I can see. Okay, good.
Hayden, for you?
I don't even think I would have been in sports, honestly. I think I would have just been, I wouldn't even be in any clubs. I'd just be like laid back doing like more school stuff.
That's awesome. It's good to cool when it kind of gets you maybe out of your shell a little bit or doing something new. So very awesome.
We do have to take another quick time out, but when we come back from break, we'll get into our tier talk segment of the show with Hayden and Travis. We'll get into that and more. You're listening to the student section on ESPN Honolulu.
Hey.
You're listening to the student section on ESPN Honolulu.
All right, welcome back to the student section. Cole Malsoff, Callan Spiller here live at Raising Cane's in Pearl City. We are joined by Pearl City Judo's finest, Hayden Lowe and Travis Tanaka. And to start off this last segment of the show, we'll be getting into our tier talk segment. But for this edition of Tier Talk, we're going to stay on the topic of food, but do it with a little twist. So each of us are going to build a tier list of our favorite gas station snacks. From Tier 1 being our favorite gas station snack, down to Tier 2, and to Tier 3. And I'll start off with my partner, Callan Spiller. Tier talk of your favorite gas station or convenience store snacks.
I'll kick it off with one that I think might be popular, and everyone can say it because I think it's a staple. Really go for the Slurpees.
Yep.
Specifically, my favorite is blue raspberry. That's the one I always go to, whether it's a movie theater or a gas station, like that one for sure. Number 2, kind of like Hot Pockets, but some places have those pizza sticks.
Ooh.
And you get them in the little hot thing, and it's crispy.
Oh, like pizza rolls.
Like
Oh, yeah,
pizza
yeah.
rolls, but they're like long and skinny, so it's like
Okay.
a stick. And I love pizza, so that's always a good bite if you're driving around
That's
and need
unique.
something. Then number 1, probably the only thing I can actually think about me buying at a grocery store, gas station. The Toll House ice cream cookie sandwiches.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Those are my go-to ice cream, and really that's one of the only places you can find them, I think. So I've definitely walked out of too many 7-Elevens with the ice cream cookie sandwiches.
That's a solid choice. That's a solid choice. Travis, do you have yours ready?
Tier 1 is the best, right?
Tier
Yeah.
1's the best.
I say Tier 1, probably a Slurpee.
A Slurpee.
I
What?
like
Which one?
Probably strawberry or Coke.
Okay.
Just the basic,
Okay.
yeah. Then
Do you mix them?
yeah.
You mix them? Okay, good.
Oh, and spam musubi.
Okay, so Tier 2 spam was to be.
No, Tier 1 too. Tier 1.
Oh,
Okay, it's
okay.
high.
Okay, I like that.
Okay, even
Tier-
tiers.
Tier 2, I'd probably say the taquito from there.
Okay.
In the hot, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Tier 3, I'd probably say chips. I'm not a big chip eater, so I wouldn't like personally go to a gas station and get chips. Yeah.
But if you're feeling it.
Yeah. If I'm feeling it,
What
yeah.
kind? Kind are you grabbing if you walk in? Cheetos?
I like hot
Doritos.
Cheetos.
Hot
I
Cheetos?
knew it.
Yeah.
High
Oh,
schoolers
yeah.
hot Cheetos. All my classmates used to love those. Okay. Good choices. Hayden?
For me, so the first thing I would pick is there's this drink called like Mogu Mogu. It's like a little bottle of
I think
like,
I've heard of that. Okay.
it's like a strawberry drink and it has like jellies inside. I always get that every time I go. So that'd be my first. And then my second one would probably also be like an icy. I like the Coke flavored one, so I'd always get that one. And for Tier 3, maybe like a char siu manapua.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's really good. Those
That's
are
a good
so
one.
good when they're warm.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I like how you're making it Hawaii. I like that. Okay, my Tier 1, I think it's consensus. Slurpee. Blue raspberry with
Yeah.
you, partner.
Okay, there we go.
Tier 2, I'm going Li Hing Sour Belts.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Not
too.
anymore, but when I was in high school at Punahou, we had the 7-Eleven right by us. Always Li Hing Sour Belts. And then my Tier 3 is the spicy ahi, like nori sushi rolls.
Yeah.
I get that every single time. Those are like the best.
And since we're on the topic of food, I have to ask, close out the season on the discussion of the year. What is your order from Cane's? And specifically your stance on the coleslaw debacle, Hayden?
So I just get the box combo, the one with like the 4, and I do not like coleslaw.
Yes.
So
Tally one for me. Travis.
Oh, I'd get the box combo too
Okay.
with the coleslaw.
With the
But
coleslaw. Wow.
It's okay. Like sometimes I eat it, sometimes I don't.
So that one's like a half
Sometimes.
point for you.
But he gets it. He
He's
doesn't
a-
sub it.
Okay. Did you guys have food yet?
yeah.
So did you have
The
coleslaw?
coleslaw,
Did
yeah.
you-
So you have
eat it.
the coleslaw.
2 bites.
Oh, that's a half. That's a half point. Okay. All right, I'll give it to you, Colin. All right, a couple more questions. Outside the mat, outside of the judo world, your dream travel destination for both of you. Hayden, you first. Dream travel destination.
I would just say Japan. I've
Okay.
been like so many times. Like I just like love it there, and there's like so many like different things like from when you go like before.
Yeah.
Just a lot of new things and a lot of like new places.
I would love to go like London or UK.
Ooh.
I see like on TikTok all the time, like all the foods and like I don't know. It's
Really? UK, the food?
I don't know. It should be interesting.
You know, I'm not
to
gonna hate
me.
on your dream
Like
travel
fish and
destination. I
chips,
got
they're
you.
known
I
for
got
that.
you. Okay.
Yeah, like
They got
that's
some good British candy over there.
guess.
It's cool. I've been there.
I like
It's
Hayden's
good.
better. Okay. Do you guys have a favorite athlete?
There's this guy named Teddy Reiner. He's Olympic champion for judo, and he's a heavyweight, and he's like really good. Like I look up to him. I try to like play like him all the time.
Hayden, for you?
I would also say like a judo player, Joshiro Maruyama.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
And finally, what's your favorite part about going to Pearl City? What makes you most proud of your high school? Travis?
Probably our judo team or wrestling team. Yeah.
Awesome
Perfect.
answer.
Good answer. Hayden?
My judo team.
See, and state champs, both of you. Pretty amazing for this season.
Awesome. Well, this was fun. Before we go, I want to say quickly, thank you guys for joining us here tonight. It was so much fun, and thank you for taking time out of your schedules to join us here.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you for having
I also want to thank Dane Watanabe from Golf for stopping by earlier. Thank you so much for everyone who has been listening in and for the people who joined us at Raising Cane's here tonight. For Callan Spiller, I'm Cole Malsoff. We'll see you in a couple of months. This has been the student section on ESPN Honolulu.